Saint Maria Goretti. Saint Maria Goretti is a most powerful mediator for our modern times. She is the patron saint for teenage girls and chastity. Also, she is invoked for children in danger. She makes for a marvelous witness to chastity and morality in our current crisis. Maria was born on October 16, 1890 in Corinaldo, in the Ancona province in Italy. Her farmworker father moved his family to Ferrier di Conca near Anzio. When he died of malaria, Maria's mother had to struggle to feed her children. Maria's mother, brothers, and sisters worked in the fields while she cooked, sewed, kept the house clean, and watched her youngest sister Teresa. Though the family's circumstances were extremely difficult, they were very close and loved God. On July 5, 1902, Maria was sitting outside on the steps of her home sewing a shirt belonging to her brother or her neighbor Alessandro Serenelli while they threshed beans in the barnyard. As she concentrated on her sewing, Alessandro surprised her and grabbed her from the steps. When he tried to rape her, Maria cried that it was a mortal sin and warned he would go to hell. When Alessandro persisted, she fought him and screamed, "No! It is a sin. God does not want it." At her words, Alessandro began to choke her, and she said she would rather die than submit. Upon hearing her words, Alexander pulled out a knife and stabbed her 11 times. When she attempted to reach the door, he stabbed her 3 more times then fled. Teresa woke to the sounds of her sister's cries and began to cry. Maria's family returned home and found her bleeding on the floor. The ambulance took 4 hours to come for Maria. She then had to travel 7 miles across rough terrain to get to the hospital. She underwent surgery without anesthesia. The doctors were amazed that she had not died from loss of blood. The wounds penetrated her throat, with lesions of the pericardium, heart, lungs, and diaphragm. Surgeons at Orsenigo were surprised that she was still alive. In a dying deposition, in the presence of the chief of police, she told her mother of Serenelli's sexual harassment and 2 previous attempts made to rape her. She was afraid to reveal this earlier since she was threatened with death. Unfortunately, her wounds were beyond the surgeon's ability to help. Halfway through the surgery, the man asked her, "Maria, think of me in paradise." As she lay on the table, she looked up at him and said, "Well, who knows which of us is going to be there first?" She did not realize how terrible her situation was, and the surgeon replied, "You, Maria." She said, "Then I will think gladly of you." She also mentioned concerns for her mother. The next day, Maria forgave Alessandro and said she wanted to see him in heaven with her. She died that day while looking upon an image of the Virgin Mary and holding a cross to her chest. Shortly after Maria's family discovered her, Alessandro was captured and questioned. He admitted Maria was a physical virgin as he was unable to assault her, and later, he was sentenced to 30 years. He also admitted he had attempted to persuade her to accompany him to bed on several occasions in the past and had attempted to rape her before. While Alessandro served his sentence in prison, he had a dream where he saw Maria. Maria was in a garden gathering white lilies. She handed Alessandro 14 glowing white lilies, 1 for each of the 14 times he stabbed her. When he woke, he was a changed man. He repented his crime and lived a reformed life. When he was released 27 years later, he went directly to Maria's mother and begged her forgiveness, which she gave, saying, "If my daughter can forgive him, who am I to withhold forgiveness? They even attended Mass together and received Holy Communion side by side to the amazement of the parishioners. Maria Goretti was beatified by Pope Pius XII in a ceremony at St. Peter's Basilica on April 27, 1947. On the evening of the ceremony in St. Peter's Basilica, the Pope walked over to and greeted Assunta, Maria's mother. She later reported, "When I saw the Pope coming, I prayed, 'Madonna, please help me,' and I felt faint. He put his hand on my head and said, 'Blessed Mother, happy Mother, Mother of a Blessed.'" Afterward, both could be seen with eyes wet with tears. 3 years later, on June 25, over 500,000 people gathered in St. Peter's Square outside the Vatican. The basilica could not contain the numbers. It was the first canonization held outside in St. Peter's Square. Pope Pius XII declared Maria a saint, and Alessandro was in the St. Peter's crowd to celebrate her canonization. Her mother and family were present at the ceremony. This was the first time a mother ever attended the canonization of their child. Pope Pius broke from his prepared script to ask the large crowd, "What this little girl did, are you Christian people prepared to imitate?" They all answered in a loud voice, "We are." The Pope was visibly moved to tears in the silence that followed. Saint Maria is called a martyr because she fought against Alessandro's attempts at sexual sin. However, the most important aspects of her story are how she forgave her attacker, her concern for her enemy extending even beyond death, and the miracle her forgiveness produced in his life. Alessandro Serenelli later became a lay brother of the Order of Friars Minor Capuchin, where he lived in a monastery and worked as its receptionist and gardener until his death. Saint Maria's body can be found in the crypt of the Basilica of Nostra Signora delle Grazie e Santa Maria Goretti in Nettuno. Though several claim her body is incorrupt, she has been proven to be corrupt. Her body is kept in a statue which lies beneath the altar and has been mistaken to be all of her remains. Images of Saint Maria often represent her with wavy hair, dressed in either white or farm clothes, and is often depicted holding lilies. Saint Maria Goretti, pray for us. Oil dedicated to Saint Maria Goretti, now available at A Blessed Call to Love.